Hello students, welcome to the class of teacher Meenal Pereira. Today we are starting with lesson number 9, that is environmental management. And the things that we are going to study in this lesson are, we will be studying about weather and climate, we will be studying about meteorology, we will be studying about solid waste management and disaster management. Okay, so let's begin. First, we will study about weather and climate. Let's see what are these two definitions. Weather is related to the atmospheric condition at a particular place at a particular time. Okay, so it is particular time, particular places, atmospheric condition. Like for example, I said that today's weather is very good, or today's weather is very hot, or today's weather is very cold. Okay, so today at a particular time, whereas climate is related to the atmospheric condition for a larger area for a longer duration. Okay, so suppose I have to say, what I will say is the climate in the month of May is very hot. Okay, so see, climate in the month of May, so that is for longer duration. Okay, so weather is everyday's atmospheric conditions that keeps on changing. Now here you can see the 7 days forecast. Usually we see this kind of pictures on TV. Okay, so you can see that the weather is given for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and the temperature is given. It is also shown when it is going to rain. Okay, so we read about weather in the newspaper and it changes every day. Okay, so if we come to the definition, it is the atmospheric conditions at a specific time at a particular place are referred to as weather. So, everyday condition of a place is a weather. Now, this diagram shows basically now Mumbai, Maharashtra's weather on Thursday. Okay, so from that it's cloudy. Okay, so atmospheric condition depends upon a variety of factors. Okay, so we frequently express our opinion about weather by making statement like today it is very cold or today very hot. Okay, so everyday's conditions. So you can also see in the diagram that the conditions Thursday. So Thursday at 10 a.m. Okay, this is the weather. Then Friday 1 p.m. the weather. Saturday, Sunday. So everyday's weather is given here. Okay. Then which are the factors that affect the weather? Temperature. Okay, so weather is affected by temperature, that is how hot or how cold the temperature is. Then humidity, it's basically the capacity to hold the moisture content. Then precipitation is again the capacity to hold, like at a particular temperature is too high or too low, based on that the precipitation takes place. Then the air pressure, wind and cloud layer. Okay, so these are all the factors that affects weather. Okay, now coming to climate. Climate is same thing, but it is done for a longer period of time. That means whatever recording we are doing, that we do for several days or several months or several years, and then an average is taken. Okay, so this graph basically shows you the average of the weather. Okay, so January, February, March, April, these are the months. Then what will be the temperature? So maximum temperature, say for month of January is this, and minimum temperature is for the month of January is this. So February, March, like that. For a longer duration, every day's weather is observed. Okay, then its average is taken and that we refer to as climate. Okay, so as we saw in the diagram, now see here, this is 28, on Thursday it is 28, Friday 29, Saturday 29, Sunday 29, Monday again 29, then 28. So what we can say is that the average climate of this week is between 28 to 29. Okay, so by studying every day's weather, we can find out the average, and that average is termed as climate. Okay, so I hope it is clear to everybody. The difference between weather and climate. Both are related to each other. Okay, so coming to the difference, weather is a short-term condition of the atmosphere in a particular place, whereas weather pattern of a particular place over a long period of time is climate. Then climate measures over a short period of time and weather measures over a long period of time. But both are climate and weather depends upon each other. It cannot be separated as such. Okay. Now, what is the role of climate in our day-to-day life? Climate plays very important role because our lifestyle, or more or than we say that our life depends upon the climate. It influences our basic needs like food, clothing and shelter as well as our occupation. Okay, so when it is a hot climate, what kind of clothes we wear, children? We wear simple cotton clothes. Okay, whereas when the climate is very cold, we wear woolen clothes. So that depends, our climate, basically our clothing style depends upon the climate. Then the type of food we eat. In the winter, we eat more of energy giving food. Okay, then shelter depending upon the suppose we are staying in this kind of climate. Okay, so what kind of houses we have? Then those people who are staying in a polar region. Okay, so their houses, their climate is very cold. So you know that they stay in a specific house. Those are called as igloos. Okay, so climate influences our basic needs. Then it is especially important for our country like India because our country is an agricultural country and agriculture depends upon the climate. Various climatic factors like direction and speed of wind, temperature, atmospheric pressure are considered during constructions of runways, seaport, huge bridges and skyscrapers. Okay, so climatic factors like conditions. So where the climate is like humid. Okay, so in humid climate, the moisture content is more. So an object is likely to get rust. Okay, so when a huge bridge is being built in a moist kind of climate, then some special kind of chemicals are added to it. Okay, so that it doesn't get rust and it doesn't spoil the bridge. Okay, so similarly the runways, that is for the aeroplane, the seaports, the skyscraper, for the helicopters. Okay, so everywhere the different conditions like speed of wind, how much will be the temperature, then atmospheric pressure, which are very much required for all these kind of traveling ways. Okay, so there climate plays a very important role. Okay, now human progress is related to conducive climate and geography. Okay, so this is, I already told you that depending upon the climate and the geography, we design or we basically our clothing depends on that, the food that we eat depends on it. Okay, then human beings have designed a time schedule for their lives based upon centuries of climate experience. Here we can see the rainy season. So rainy season, how we have designed ourselves, we wear raincoats, we take umbrella, okay, so that we are not much affected by the rain. Okay, then scientists find it necessary to study the climate in view of its effect on agricultural production. This also I said you that our country like India, where agriculture is the main occupation, and you all know that agriculture depends upon weather. So based on that, we take two type of crops that you must have studied in geography, Kharif and Rabi. Okay, so based on the climate, we take that kind of crops. So weather plays a very, very, very important role. Then, while asserting the climate of a particular region, a review of earlier studies of various aspects of climate is very important. Most countries in the world have established meteorology departments for making and recording observations. These departments have observatories. Observatories means something that is used for observation. Okay, so an observatory is a location used for observing terrestrial or celestial events. So what is happening basically in the terrestrial or celestial, so those events are being observed, and based on that climatic factors are being discussed or are being decided. If present climate conditions are analyzed with reference to the past climatic condition, we can predict climatic changes for the future. However, climate is the net result of a complex mixture of various atmospheric factors. Okay, so climate is basically not a single factor, but it is a result of various complex mixture. And forecasting it is very complicated and difficult. This we also know, children, that forecasting of the climate 100% is not possible, because forecasting is easy for places where climate changes are very slow and limited. Okay, so where the climate change is very slow, forecasting is very easy. But when the climatic changes are complex, interdependent and rapid, complex means very difficult, then interdependent, depending means on one factor, other factor is depending. Okay, and rapid, that is fast. So making forecast in such case becomes very difficult. Okay, so I hope you all are very much clear about the weather and climate, which are the factors that affects the weather and climate, how these two are related to each other, and why the forecasting of weather and climate is very essential for human beings. Okay.